Boris Nemtsov did not become president, but he did become something very, very important. To many people in our country and throughout the world, he became the face and the embodiment of a very different Russia from the one represented by the current regime. A freer, more democratic, more hopeful Russia. A Russia that would respect its own people and that would live at peace with its neighbors. That is a Russia Boris Nemtsov wanted to see, and that is a Russia he dedicated his life to fighting for. Initiative in the United States Senate, the U.S. Senator for Delaware, Christopher Coons. Boris didn't care much about formalities. Those of us who knew him closely think that he's probably quite amused where he is now, looking at what we're doing here today. He would not have cared much for a plaque or a sign or a street name. The best possible tribute to him and to his legacy will be a free and democratic Russia, and that day will come. Zhanna Nemtsova.
We in Russia are very proud that we had Boris Nemtsov. He firmly believed in democratic values, and he was true to his convictions. It wasn't a mere declaration for him. As a statesperson, he acted on these democratic values, no matter what position he held. I'm always asked how it feels like to be in the shadow of my father's name and legacy. And I must say today that I'm proud to be my father's daughter. And after his tragic death, I regard it as my lifetime goal and commitment to stay true to my father's memory.
I want to now introduce our next speaker. A little more than a year ago, in January of 2017, I had a meeting.
The street sign directly outside of the Russian embassy will serve as an enduring reminder to Vladimir Putin and to those who support him that they cannot use murder and violence and intimidation to silence the voices of freedom and dissent, that the voices of the defenders of liberty will live on.
Today we unveil a sign, and some might say, that's just a piece of metal with a name, it's just a small sign. But those who stood as the Sakharov name was unveiled outside the Soviet embassy know that a campaign over years ultimately succeeded in restoring a measure of human rights and dignity and freedom to the then Soviet Union. And so too, those of us who today gather and witness to Boris Nemtsov's service and sacrifice, his vision and his hopes, know that someday, Russia will be free again. This embassy will be honored again by the name Boris Nemtsov on the street on which it sits.